everyone, it's Jen from Jen DeBell Designs, and I am going to do a little walkthrough of my finished 49 and Market Beach Vibes album. This was the perfect project for me because it's time for my annual beach trip with my best friend. We go every year, so it's kind of fitting that my project that I was wrapping up before leaving on Saturday happens to be a beach album. So this album, let me grab my ruler, is 6.5 by 8.5, and we have a 2-inch spine. So for this album, I had some of the puffy stickers, as well as the paper, the turquoise tonic mirrored cardstock, the die cuts, which you can see quite a few of them on here, and then on the back as well. Let me show you the back there. I love the back, how it turned out so cute. Added some flags up there. All right, so let's dive in here. Now, I will tell you, I did this in the Lay Flat Method, which I have linked below for you, as well as linked in the tutorial video that will follow, so that you can see how that's done. And so for that, you will need 2 pieces of heavy chipboard, 6.5 by 8.5, and then 1 at 2 by 8.5. The paper to wrap that for the cover and the back, the 6.5 by 8.5s, will be 8.5 by 10.5, and then the spine will be 5 by 10.5. All right, so let's pull this open. Lots of fun stuff going on in here. So we have a bottom pocket here. I used quite a bit of the, I think it's called cloth tape. It's amazing. I had never used it before, but let me tell you, I love it. It goes on very similar to rub-ons, and it has a nice texture to it. So I did use quite a bit of that throughout. So for here, we have a couple elements. We have a 3x4 popped up, which I popped up on 3.5 by 4.5. And then this fun one is a 4 by, I'm not quite sure why that should have been 5.5, but interesting. Oh, I had to cut this one down because of my piece here. And I did use a punch. Just grab that really quick so you can see that. And I think it is definitely still available. I will link it below for you. I used this EK Tools from the store that I purchased from Tamara, and that makes this lovely wave. And I only glued this around the edges so that I could tuck another one of those fun cards in there. Okay, so I did use white 65-pound smooth, and I used Artisan Craft for my bases, white 65-pound smooth throughout for all of my matting, and I also used vintage photo distress ink on my designer papers. So this flips up. Now, I didn't choose to do this in white. You could add white paper to this. I really didn't feel the need. But I also have another little photo mat in here, and this one is 5.5 by 7.5, and I popped up some of those little sayings on there, and it is white 65-pound smooth on both the front and on the back. And this little flap is held down by our inserts. Jen can't talk tonight. All right, so I did add this fun textured, it's like the tiki tops piece of paper. I did add those to my spaces to reinforce, and that's the same paper that I used on my spine. So for our first signature, now this is a pocket. However, I chose not to put anything in this. These 3 pocket pages, as you will see in the tutorial, are all the same. They're all made the same. I just did not add anything to this pocket. The other 2 do have things in them, but you could. So here I have a little fun 3x4. So that's popped up on 3.5 by 4.5. And again, I added a little fun to the back. This is just one of the cards. I rounded it out. So you have this pocket here. So there is a magnet in here. This looks like it's all one piece, but this actually flips open. So you could add a picture here. And let me make sure this is in camera. And then we have this one that flips up, and it is white above. This one flips up, also white above. And then you have all this space here to do. And the other magnet is down here. So that all closes. And then we can put this, you could put this here, or you can put it in the pocket like I had it. Just like so. Fold this over. Now I did these so that they were cohesive. So this is a tuck spot pocket just made with the paper. And I have two fun photo mats here that are 4 3/4 by 5 1/2 that go in those pockets. And I put the little tabs on, and then this one flips open and you get more of that area for photos. This will actually hold quite a few photos. And you'll see I have a few of the puffy stickers. This one says Slice of Summer. This opens the exact same way, so we have that fun little pull out, and then this flips open. This one says Splash. And again, we have that fabric style tape. All right, so I grabbed the package because I wanted to be sure. So it's called washi tape sheets, but they're almost like a fabric, which is great. They're not like a shiny, they're more of a textured, and I really liked that. And then this was the laser cut element. So as you can imagine, I have a lot of these left. I did try to use quite a few, but I did have a lot left. And I wanted to also make sure to show you, this is from the washi tape. Do not throw this away. I will be making a project when I get back from vacation with my leftovers, and I will be using this. There is no reason to throw this packaging away. Obviously, this one has cut apart, so you would never throw that one away. All right, so moving to our next page. Now, these are also both pocket pages. This has a magnet, and we will pull this out, and you get this full. I did not, you could put white on the back of this. I did not. And I have some more of that washi tape sheet. Magnet inside of there, magnet in here. And that just slides right up in there. And then these little guys flip open as well. So there's more room for photos there. And there's one of our puffy stickers. And on this side, we have the same thing here. So we'll pull out. And again, I didn't put white on there, but you could. The difference here is this has two vertical pockets. And I just popped a couple of these in here just to show you that these are pockets. And there's some more of that washi, some fun roll with the waves. I thought these little fun squigglies in the foam puffy stickers was great for that. And we have our magnet for this one is in this pocket here and right here. And then on our flip side here, I probably will add white paper to this later. This is a photo mat that is 5 1/4 by 7 1/2. And that goes under this larger belly band. And then we're going to untie this fun little ribbon here. My fingers don't want to work today. And you can actually pull this completely out, and you have this little 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 pull apart. And that goes in its own, if you can see. So we have this underneath, and then there is this belly band as well on top. And you will see in the tutorial how I did that. And then this just, it's easy if you fold this over and then bring this up in. That way your ribbon does not get stuck, so to speak. And then I'm just going to tie that closed. And like I said, I will add, I will definitely be adding white paper to that Photomatic, just didn't quite get there. And then as you can see, our back mirrors our front. So we have, again, a 3x4. It's popped up on 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 of white 65-pound smooth, and 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 size of for our bifold. So it's actually 9 inches scored at 4 1/2. Again, I have another one of this, just like the other one in the front. Some of those fun laser cut elements, more of that fabric washi tape down here and down here, and again on here and here. So that is my album. I hope that you like this and that you make it. It will hold a lot of pictures, and I have measured the one thing I would like to point out. This lays very nice and flat. The only thing that I will point out, and I pointed out in my tutorial as well, is that when you make this, the only other suggestion, if I was to make this again, that I would give is my 1/4 inch of give space here. I think this would lay flatter if this was a 1/2 inch. And that would just make it so our pages, you would cut the same amount, but the pages would end up being 5 1/2 with a 1/2 inch give space. So that is my album. And so make sure that you check out the tutorial next. I am just going to tie this up, and that will be it for me. And then I am off to the beach in a couple days. So have fun crafting, and I will be back with more projects very, very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.